Good afternoon, everybody. I would like to call the Public Property and Parks Committee meeting for May 12th. Roll call, please.
Chairman Matul.
I am here.
Councilor Hogan.
Present.
Councilor LaPierre.
Present.
Councilor Madre.
Present.
Councilor Avery.
Present.
Can you please read the first item on the agenda, please?
First item on the agenda, request from DPW Commissioner Michael J. Donovan to dispose of various equipment and vehicles. The list is attached.
Over this list.
Mr. Donovan, do you want to come up to the podium, please?
Good afternoon, councilors.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Donovan.
I am presenting to you a list of surplus vehicles. These vehicles have been deemed by the DPW mechanics to be either irreparable or the expense of the repair is not worth the vehicle itself. A number of these vehicles are DPW vehicles, but there are also police, fire, and ISD vehicles in the mix. As you can see from the ages, some of these vehicles approaching 20 years old, 16 years old. There are a few that are 10 or 12 years old on the DPW side. The two that are there that are 2015 were a particular model of International that did not work out well, and it has not worked out well for us. Our other Internationals have lasted us a lot longer, but these two, the TerraStar model, after, 11 years, they're not worth it. So I'm respectfully requesting you to declare these vehicles surplus, and then the department, working with the purchasing department, will be hiring an auctioneer to auction these vehicles off.
Thank you, Commissioner Donovan. My one question is, so what is the difference between this and last year? Why didn't we get rid of these vehicles last year?
I can't answer that because I wasn't there last year. But what I can say is that a number of the vehicles on the DPW list are 2007. They haven't been operational for a long time. I don't know why they weren't put on the list. I can only assume there was some hope that they could get them operational. Some of them have so much body rot that they can't pass an inspection. I mean, we're down by the harbor. They drop salt all winter long on the streets, and the bodies on these older vehicles, even if the engine is somewhat sustainable, the bodies are shot and can't pass inspection.
Were any of these vehicles used at least this last winter storm?
I think, and I can't speak to which model, but there were one or two of the vehicles that were used, yes. Some money was put into a couple of the vehicles to attempt to keep them going, and it just didn't work.
Does the commission have any, the committee have any questions? Attorney, I'm sorry,
George.
Councilor Avery.
Councilor Avery.
Councilor Avery.
Thank you, Chairman Matul. Mr. Donovan, thanks for being here. Quick question. Were any of these vehicles, do you know, prior, like when these go out to auction, and if they don't pick it up by a certain amount of time, could maybe some of these trucks be on there, or something else happen to that vehicle that maybe that's why it's back up to here? Like if there was a fire department down there working on one of these vehicles or any of that, could that have, like, you know, if the bidder doesn't pick it up?
If the bidder doesn't pick it up and after notification from the law department they don't show up to get it, then we'll send it off to a scrapyard.
Scrapyard?
We don't want to.
Great, great.
Around. Right now the yard is there's quite a number of vehicles on here.
Yeah.
That are down there right now if you came down to look.
Great. Well, appreciate everything you're doing on an interim basis, but I think you bring up an important part, being down there on the water with the salt. These trucks do have issues quite often. Thank you.
Councilor Hogan.
Yeah, Commissioner Donovan. I see a lot of work going on down there. The parking lot's getting cleaned up. The whole DPW yard's getting cleaned up, so I see a lot of action. What about the USS City of Lynn? How can we get rid of that thing?
The USS City of Lynn, yes. Unfortunately, we don't have a submarine that we can torpedo it with, but I believe the law department was working, Mark King is working with the law department to get in contact with the owner and get rid of it. It's been there for a number of years, I'm told. Yes.
Well, referring to USS City of Lynn, it's a giant boat that's sitting in the DPW yard for quite so many years, but That's just a joke.
Oh, my God.
But I want to say, I do notice the work going on in the DPW yard. The cleanup is looking good. Things are being organized, and we'll definitely help get rid of these surplus vehicles. And this is a great start. So,
Thank you.
Councilor Pierre?
Just a quick question for Commissioner Donovan. Commissioner, with this list, do you feel like, obviously they're not operational, are we sort of, how should we put? My question is around, will there any services be impacted from us taking these off? Like I see some specialty equipment here. Have we replaced that with a more modern grader, for example, on John Deere? So the city services aren't impacted by this list that we're going to dispose of.
You actually picked up on the one piece of equipment that we do not have a duplicate to. Most of the other pieces of equipment we have a duplicate to.
Okay.
That grader is a 1988 grader. I do not know if there's anybody on staff who actually can drive a grader. It's a piece of equipment that normally you don't use in a city. It's great in moving snow, but it's very difficult to operate in anything but a main street because it doesn't corner as well as you would think. And we used to have two, and then we came down to one, and it's to replace that piece of equipment and only use it for snow removal would be a very, very expensive endeavor that I don't think would pay off in terms of other equipment we could buy with that money to put to use every day.
So there won't be an impact this winter with
No, sir.
existing equipment?
No, because it did not go out, to my knowledge, it did not go out during the blizzards even. It hasn't gone out in a while.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Going back to what what Councilor Pierre said, do we have any plans to get new equipment aside from the trucks that we already had?
Yes. So typically, we have 16 heavies for snow removal, and banning this equipment will leave us with 12 heavies, but we have 2 on order that are expected in this year. I don't have an exact date, but sometime in the fall, I'm told. That'll give us 14. Last year, we rented 6. That should allow us to reduce our rental to 2 or 3. We're going to have to rent them because there's a 2-year lead time on buying these international trucks. We're in the process now, after we've gone through the vehicles, determined what is repairable, what is not, of putting a plan together, a fleet renewal plan, essentially, fleet replacement plan, so that what we have today, what we need for each division to operate, and then what we need to buy over the next 5 years, what pieces of equipment we need to be replaced, and then how much, so that it can fit into the city's capital improvement budget. So the CFL will know that, yes, we need to spend X amount of dollars over the next X amount of years in order to keep the DPW current with its equipment.
Okay.
The worst thing we can do is keep buying equipment in bulk, and it all comes in the same year. 2 new pieces a year would be best.
And another thing, obviously, we just came out of winter. One of the things that I would like to make a point of is, do we have an educational system in place? One of the things that I noticed was that all the contractors that we got, you know, they were driving around. They were away from the curbside. They were driving with the plows. Do we have an educational system or something that we can make sure that we train them properly? And that was one of the issues that we had with DPW before. Do we need, or what is the system that we have to implement to make sure that they do it right?
You are 100% correct, Council. We need to put a system in place. 1, education of the chases, the route supervisors. 2, the GPS units back in all the trucks so we know where the units are. Put a geofence around them if they leave. We're going to get an email saying they're no longer on their route. And then education for the drivers, because there were a lot of drivers. I was not involved in the snow this year.
Right.
Only one event in March. But living in the city and working snow my entire life, I could see what was happening, and that there is a problem out there because the city has a lot of new contractors, and we did not have the ability to speak to them as we should have and to convey to them what we expected from them. There were a lot of people, they worked out there, they worked hard, they were there for the hours, but the effects weren't felt because the blades were pointed the wrong way, as you said, and we weren't pushing back the snowbanks on the first storm.
got it.
Councilor Hogan?
Now, Mike, I know you're the interim commissioner, but I know these ideas you have are very good, and I see Council LaPierre nodded his yes, yes, yes. We're all frustrated by
music
the
to my
flow,
ears.
by the snow. Will you get these plans in place to hand to the new DPW commissioner that's going through the process right now?
It's my intention to do is, yes, and I'm more than happy to work with the new commissioner when that commissioner comes in to finish what we haven't finished. I mean, what we need to do for snow and ice can be laid out fairly quickly. It's a matter of putting the people in place to do the education and starting early. In my opinion, we start too late with us. No, we need to get people on early.
Absolutely.
Sounds like a great transitional manager as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So if we have to keep you on to overlap a little, we'll make sure we do.
Any more notes, Councilor Natasha?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Commissioner, I just have a question. So I was noticing all these, the money that's going to be made from this auction is going to go into a general fund. Can you just explain why that is, as opposed to it going to DPW or wherever these particular vehicles happen to be coming from?
I would defer to the law department. I believe that's just Mass General Law, that when it comes in, it goes to the general fund. Unless there's something set up in particular ahead of time, it just goes to the general fund, as any permit revenue or anything else would do.
Okay, I was just wondering. Thank you.
Just the attorney's shaking her head yes. So.
Thank you.
Does the committee have any other questions or any other comments? Councilor
I
LaPierre?
just want to make a comment, Commissioner Donovan, because, and I know this isn't a DPW subcommittee. We're here for the purposes of the disposal of these vehicles.
Yes, sir.
Which is a priority. But also, Mike, I just want to thank you for laying out, really in layman's terms, what you see as, I've been advocating for this for many years, a systematic approach to snow removal that other cities and towns are able to do, albeit they might be smaller, they might have smaller budgets, they may have less equipment to operate, but it really, truly is music to my ears to hear things like geofencing when someone's not in their route. These are simple tools that in 2026 we should be implementing, because it's our tax dollars that we're trying to protect. And when you said chaser education, I almost fell out of my chair, because we have a lot of chases, but who is supervising the chases is where we're lacking. We can't have all of these routes and everyone expected to be doing these routes without being properly managed and supervised. So I really thank you for stepping in. This is not an envious job that you have ahead of you heading into summer and the fall. And I'm happy that you're going to hang around and transition, hopefully with the new commissioner. But frankly, the ideas you just said in 1 minute's time makes me look forward to the winter, knowing that there will be systems in place, and I thank you for that.
Thank you.
What is the motion of the committee on this motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right. All say aye.
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 All right. All right. So the motion moves on. Number 2, please, Mr.
Item number
Clerk.
2, order that the Lynn City Council authorize the mayor on behalf of the city of Lynn to execute the attached grant of easement, granting an easement to the Massachusetts Electric Company, National Grid, for nominal consideration. Said easement area is located at or near 5 North Common Street, as set forth in Exhibit A to grant of easement, and entitled Easement WR 3121345, 5 North Common Street, Lynn, Mass. The purpose of said easement is to allow the grantee to install underground electrical distribution system and related equipment to the transmission of high and low voltage electronic current and intelligence to serve the grantor's property as required by renovations of the Boys and Girls Club indicated adjacent to the easement area as identified in Exhibit A. The acceptance of the easement shall be subject to the approval of the law department. Further order that the mayor be authorized to execute any and all documents required by the law department to accept and effectuate the above referenced grant of easement.
Does the committee have any questions or any comments? What is the wish of the committee?
Motion approved.
Second.
Seconded.
Roll call, please.
Roll call. Chairman Matul.
Yes.
Council Hogan.
Yes.
Council LaPierre.
Yes.
Council Major Madre.
Yes.
Council Avery.
Yes.
Do we have any other business?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Perfect.
Thank you. I am going to bring the Veterans Committee meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Chairman McLean.
Present.
Chairman Meany. Absent. Council Hogan.
Present.
Council LaPierre.
Present.
Council Field. Absent.
Present.
Present.
Okay. Good evening, gentlemen. Today we're going to have a update from Jeff Whedon on the veterans housing at the Armory. Jeff?
Thank you for inviting me. I do have some handouts. I don't know if that's. So this turns out to be a perfect time for an update because last week we were the host, actually, of the state's LIHTC Awards for this year for this supportive service round. And what that means is the last time I was here in October, I think I told you that we applied for LIHTC funding, low-income housing tax credit funding, back in 2019. And what they said to us was, okay, we're going to have you go out a round so that you can collect your historic tax credits. And so we've been doing that 3 times a year up until this point. And at this point, they said we had enough historic tax credits accumulated that we could move forward. And they put us in with this supportive service award round. And we were the host, and they highlighted our project. So as you can see on one of the final pages of the timeline, I updated October's timeline, the last time I updated the council, and you can see we were awarded $3.8 million in the LIHTC funding and about $2 million in other state subsidies for a total of $5.9 million. We were also awarded another $400,000 in state historic tax credits just this month, so now we can move forward with that additional funding. I did have to update the timeline a little bit from last October. Things have been pushed, partly because of this award. We were waiting for this official award. So now we're looking to close, if not the end of this month, into June, and then it will be a 2-year construction schedule from that point on. So probably starting this summer, and a 2-year construction schedule from that point on.
Oh, this is an awesome update. Thank you.
It's exciting. Yes, it's definitely exciting to have this award come through finally.
Yeah, to have that much funding is going to take a huge load off of everybody. Do we have any questions from the committee? Councilor LaPierre.
Madam Chairwoman, thank you. To Jeff, just can you give us a rundown of the makeup of the units? I know there are 52 in total, but could you tell us about the composition of the units and what they would include and
Sure.
what the space will look like in 2028?
Sure. So there's 3 components to the building. There's the head house. Those will have your typical 1-bedrooms. I think there's 1 2-bedroom, just the way the layout works. The drill shed, that back area, will be an atrium style, and I think there'll be about 16 units in there, and those will be the smaller studios. And then the detached garage will have 16 units there, and those will be townhouse style. So you'll have a upper floor and a lower living space.
And those will be 2-bedrooms?
Those will be 1-bedrooms.
They'll also be 1-bedrooms as well?
So the bulk of them will be 1-bedrooms and studios. Yep.
100% veteran housing.
100% veterans housing. Yep.
Qualify.
Yep.
Thank you.
And could you just clarify, are there any 2-bedrooms at all?
There's 1 2-bedroom, just the way
It's just
the
one
layout
2-bedroom.
worked out. And part of the reason why the state put us in with this award round is that technically we're not the supportive service round, but because it's a veterans project, we are providing supportive services. I put in this timeline that we do have an MOU drafted to have all 52 units be covered with case management. So there'll be supportive services within the building. We'll have an agency inside the building full-time to be able to give supportive services to the residents.
And this will be men and women?
Yes.
Correct.
Yep.
Any other questions?
Excellent job.
Thank you so much, Jeff. This was awesome.
Thank you guys. Thanks for inviting me.
We also have Mike Sweeney, our BSO here, so I would like him to come to the podium and just give us a little bit about Memorial Day events that are coming up.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yeah, for Memorial Day, as we know, it's coming up every year. We're lucky enough to have a great location to do it at the Sunken Garden right in the front of Pine Grove Cemetery. We're going to have a procession. So Memorial Day is the 25th, Monday the 25th. People are going to form up in the Manning Field parking lot and have a procession down on into the Sunken Garden, stepping off at 1:30 for a 2 p.m. ceremony. Our guest speaker this year is Marika Solhan, who is the executive director of the Boston Vet Center. And we're going to have the Lynn Band there, the ROTC, many veterans and families, so I encourage everyone to please come on down. And then the Thursday prior at 6 p.m., we will be flagging the veteran graves in Pine Grove Cemetery. That's open to everybody to participate. And anyone who has ever come down, it's a great event. So.
And then you guys have the coffee. Is that tomorrow?
We have a coffee tomorrow at 10:30, and then we'll be having some other events throughout the month. One thing I want to thank everybody for coming down last week. The Secretary of Veteran Services, the executive for the executive office, came down to Lynn last week, had a coffee, met about 15, 20 veterans from the city of Lynn. You were there. Many of our elected officials were there, including the mayor and members of the council. And I thought it was a great opportunity for them to meet veterans from Lynn. And then they went over and did a tour of the armory. And I think it was just a great week for veterans in the city of Lynn.
Okay, awesome. Do we have any questions for Mike from the committee? No? All right, thank you so much, Mike. Appreciate
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, what's the wish of the committee?
Motion to adjourn. Second.
All right. Adjourned.
Present.
Mr. Clerk, can you please read the first thing on the agenda?
The first petition is from National Grid to install underground utilities at or near Neptune Boulevard, beginning approximately 195 feet southeasterly of the center line of the intersection of Neptune Boulevard and Blossom Street, and continuing 30 feet in a southwesterly direction.
What is the wish of the committee?
I'll open a public hearing for anyone that speaks in favor.
Anybody wants to speak in favor?
Good afternoon. My name is John Jankowski, 170 Medford Street in Malden, Mass. I'm representing National Grid. The petition is to install approximately 30 feet of 2 4-inch PVC conduit from an existing manhole in the street across from 80 Neptune Boulevard in Lynn. It's going to feed the EV charger at the school.
Anybody else wants to speak in favor? Anybody else wants to speak in favor? Anyone wants to speak against it? What is the wish of the committee?
Councilor Hogan's would.
Councilor Hogan?
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call?
Chairman Matul.
Yes.
Councilor Net.
Yes.
Councilor Paez.
Yes.
Councilor Medjugorje.
Yes.
Councilor Hogan.
Yes.
Second petition this evening, joint petitions of National Grid and Verizon, install one JO pole on 137 Commercial Street, approximately 920 feet north of the center line of the intersection of Commercial and Linway. Councilor Hogan's would. Public hearing again. Yep.
Do we have anybody who wants to speak in favor of it?
Good afternoon. John Jankowski, 170 Medford Street in Malden, Mass. I'm representing National Grid. I would like to petition one jointly owned pole in front of 137 Commercial Street. It's going to feed the new ball field.
Councilor Hogan? Anybody wants to speak in favor? Anybody else wants to speak in favor of it? Anybody else wants to speak against it? Anybody else wants to speak against it? Councilor Hogan?
Yes, I got a question for the gentleman from National Grid. What's our timeline on this look like?
I would think they may have already dealt with the money involved in it, and once that's the petition passes, hopefully it will, it'll go onto the schedule, which is probably 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, the kids are looking at playing under the new lights, you know, so 4 to 6 weeks, we would hope we can hold.
We'll try
that
to
timeline.
expedite that.
Yeah,
if it
if
passes.
you can expedite that at all for the kids, that would be great. So
Okay, excellent.
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second. Okay. All in favor?
All right.
All right. Motion carries.
Third and final petition, a joint petition of National Grid and Verizon, install one JO pole on Essex Street beginning 0 feet north of the center line of the intersection of Essex Street and Lincoln Street, and continuing approximately 50 feet in a northwesterly direction.
Anyone wants to speak in favor of it?
Yes, John Jankowski, 170 Medford Street in Malden, Mass. The petition came from there was low voltage in the area. So the engineer went out there and decided to extend some primary, so he has to install a new pole on the property, extend it, put a transformer, and feed the new customers.
Anybody else wants to speak in favor of it? Anybody else wants to speak in favor of it? Anybody wants to speak against it? Anyone wants to speak against it? What is the wish of the committee? Councilor, I guess this is Councilor Hogan?
No, Essex Street?
Essex Street, is that Councilor Natasha?
Essex and Lincoln, is that you, the council president?
I think that's Ward 2, but I would make a motion to approve.
I second.
Everybody in favor?
Aye.
All right, so motion carries. Do we have any other new business?
No new business on my end.
What is the wish of the committee?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you.
Oh, you did.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Ways and Means Committee meeting. Today is Tuesday, May 12, 2026. Mr. Clerk, I call the meeting to order. Please roll call.
Chairman Net.
Present.
Council President Allensack.
Present.
Councilor Field.
Present.
Councilor Avery.
Present.
Councilor Matul. Absent.
Could you please read transfer, Mr. Clerk?
$370 from DPW expense to DPW prior year bill.
Motion approved.
Seconded.
Roll call, please.
Chairman Net.
Yes.
Council President Allensack.
Yes.
Councilor Field.
Yes.
Councilor Avery.
Yes.
Council Matul, absent. $192.21 from DPW expense to DPW prior year bill.
Motion approved.
Seconded.
Roll call, please.
Chairman Net.
Yes.
Council President Allensack.
Yes.
Councilor Field.
Yes.
Councilor Avery.
Yes.
Councilor Matul, absent. $18,000 from the Opioid Stabilization Fund Opioid Working Group to fund Brighter Futures Scholarship Initiative.
Motion approved.
Seconded.
Roll call, please.
Chairman Net.
Yes.
Council President Allensack.
Yes.
Councilor Field.
Yes.
Councilor Avery.
Yes.
Councilor Matul, absent. $792,913 from the Reserve Fund to DPW Sanitation.
Motion approved.
Seconded.
Roll call, please.
Chairman Net.
Yes.
Council President Allensack.
Yes.
Councilor Field.
Yes.
Councilor Avery.
Yes.
Councilor Matul.
Yes.
Certified, please.
$52,127.76 to the City of Lynn Health Department to fund operations and support for the Lynn Senior Center.
Motion approved.
Seconded.
Roll call, please.
Chairman Net.
Yes.
Council President Allensack.
Yes.
Councilor Field.
Yes.
Councilor Avery.
Yes.
Councilor Matul.
Yes.
$200,000 to the Lynn Community Development Department for the Lynn Auditorium for Gaming Mitigation Fund Grant.
Motion approved. Second.
Roll call, please. Chairman
Net.
Yes.
Council President Allensack.
Yes.
Councilor Field.
Yes.
Councilor Avery.
Yes.
Councilor Matul.
Yes.
$762,940.43 to the Lynn Planning Department for the Central Square Complete Street Phase 2 project.
Motion approved.
Roll call, please.
Discussion on this?
After the vote.
Huh?
Oh, sorry, go ahead. Yes, seconded.
Roll call, please.
Chairman Net.
Yes.
Council President Allensack.
Yes.
Councilor Field.
Yes.
Councilor Avery.
Yes.
Councilor Matul.
Yes.
Any emergency to this?
Regretfully, at this time of year, we would like to ask for emergency.
Motion
on the
for
transfers.
emergency on all.
Okay, roll call, all emergency, please.
Chairman Net.
Yes.
Council President Allensack.
Yes.
Councilor Field.
Yes.
Councilor Avery.
Yes.
Councilor Matul.
Yes.
Okay, any new business? Motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
Seconded.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Thank you, meeting.
Yeah, I remember bringing this up.
Let's call a licensing meeting for Tuesday, May 12th to order. Roll call, please.
Chairman Field.
Present.
Councilor Net.
Present.
Councilor Avery.
Present.
Councilor Madre.
Present.
Councilor Hogan.
Present.
Okay, we'll take
First up, taxi operators new, first on the list, Javier Almonte and Casillas, 12 Parkland Ave.
Is Mr. Monte Encarnacion here?
Make a motion to table.
We have a motion to table.
Second.
Second, undebatable. All in favor to table? Aye. Opposed? That license has been tabled.
Number 2, Jose Lantigua Rosario, 5 Baldwin Street.
Is present. What's the wish of the committee?
Motion approved.
We have a motion to
Seconded.
approve. Second, any discussion or questions? None, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? That license is granted and is ready
Right now.
right now down in the clerk's office. Thank you.
Number 3, Arian Lickage, 150 Sylvan Street.
Erin Lacage? Erin Lacage? Nope.
Make a motion to table.
Motion to table.
Second.
Second, non-debatable. All in favor to table? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That license has been tabled. Next.
Rosario de Los Santos, 137 Eastern Ave.
Present. Thank you. What's the wish of the committee?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Second, any discussion or questions? None, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? That license is granted and is ready right now in the clerk's office.
Before they head downstairs, market basket,
Oh, yeah.
fire lanes.
Yeah.
Please
Thank you.
don't block
Thank you,
the fire
Counselor.
lanes.
Jose Antonio Vasquez, 83 Linwood Street.
Mr. Vasquez is here. What's the wish of the committee?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second, any discussion or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And one additional.
That, actually, it's the same one.
It's the same one.
Just
Okay.
like it's a different middle name.
Okay. Perfect.
Tabled from April 12th, 26, Ricardo Valoy, 28 Chatham Street.
Nope.
Make a motion.
Make a motion to table.
It's already been tabled.
Oh, denied, sorry.
Motion to deny.
Second.
Second, any discussion? None, all in favor to deny? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And I just want to stop for a pause for a moment. As Councilor Avery pointed out, as your new taxi operators, just a reminder not to block any of the fire lanes. It's a restricted lane, especially at Market Basket. There are assigned spaces for taxi pickups. We are keeping an eye on you. So don't do it. Thank you. Thanks, Councilor Avery.
Next item on the agenda, flammable license new, Don Kennett, Inc., 487, 491 Linway.
Anyone here representing Don Kennett, Inc., 487 to 491 Linway? Councilor Hogan.
Yes, I got a call today. I'd like to make a motion to approve.
We have a motion
Seconded.
to approve. Seconded. Any discussion or questions? None. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That license is granted. Thank you, Councilor Hogan.
One auto repair, auto body inflammable license renewal with a new owner, City Line Auto Body, Inc., Morgana, Siramin, 1071 Western Avenue.
Anyone here representing City Line Auto Body, Inc., Morgana Saramine? Councilor Avery.
I met with the business owner down at the business property several weeks ago. Spoke to her. Like to make a motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve by the Ward 7 Councilor.
Second.
Second. Any discussion or questions? None. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That license for the new owner is granted.
Welcome to the city.
You.
Remaining renewals, I'd like to take them as a whole.
We can take them as a whole. if
Take
we
them as a
wish.
whole.
We do. Okay, that's motion. We have a second.
Yes, second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Those are all granted the renewals. We have some canning dates, right?
Canning dates, Eastland Little League Adults Only, May 26, 27, 28, 2026. Lynn Classical Track Adults Only, June 8, 9, 10, 2026. Lynn Tech Cheering Adults Only, July 11, 12, 2026. Lynn Classical Football Adults Only, July 25th, 2026.
Football cheer.
Football cheerleading, yes.
Okay. What's the wish of the committee?
Make a motion to
Second.
Approval? Yep. Approval. Okay, seconded. Any discussion on any of those? 1, 2, 3, 4 applicants? None, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Those dates are granted. Any other business? Attorney Lamanna?
No other business?
No other business. What's the wish of the committee?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Aye. We're adjourned. So we have 1:21. So please come ahead to vote.
That's insane. Wow.
Yeah, that's
All right. Councilor Meji Madry and I, co-chairs of the Litter Committee, would like to call our Litter Committee meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Chairman Field.
Present.
Chairwoman Meji Madry.
Present.
Councilor Paez.
Present.
Councilor Net.
Present.
Councilor McLean. Chief Bennett.
Present.
Attorney Cronin. Associate Commissioner Nerick. Parking Director Chiappini, absent. Associate Planner Drago. School Committeeman Pena, absent.
Thank you, everyone. Reason for our meeting this evening for the Litter and Trash Committee is to announce our second grade poster contest winner. Councilor Meji Madry and I, the co-chairs of the Litter Committee, we went to every school that participated. There's 21 elementary schools that participated. There's 18 public schools along with KIPP and St. Pius V and St. Mary's elementary schools. We have all 21 winning posters displayed. What this was it's our initiative for those that are watching at home and some that are present here that aren't familiar with what we do is we feel as a Litter Committee that it's very important to have an educational component involved in our how do we address the litter problems throughout the city. So what we do is every year, this is our 6th year, all the counselors, the school committee members, Mayor Nicholson, the superintendent allows us into the schools, and Superintendent Cohen participated as well this year. We go in, we have a discussion with every second grader in the city of Lynn around ideas of how to keep our city clean. And as you can see, these are just a small fragment of the posters. These are the ones that are chosen by the faculty at each school and voted on at the school as to represent their school. And those other posters that the second graders created are now hanging in their schools to create further awareness. So I'm sure Councilor Meji Madry and I would say that it was definitely a tough choice to even get these 21 for the schools because there's a lot of talent in the second graders. But these are the ones that are chosen and then displayed here today so that we could vote on a citywide winner. And just a few moments ago, Councilor Meji Madry and I tallied the votes. And for a second consecutive year, the winner is from Mrs. Zukas's class from Linwood's Elementary School, and that is Ariana Satterwhite. So Ariana Satterwhite's poster that is here will be on a billboard this summer. Thank you to Associate DPW Director Lisa Nerick for organizing the majority of this. Lisa's been great. She's on our Litter Trash Committee. But it takes everybody. It's not just Councilor Meji Madry and I, it's not just Lisa, it's everybody that participates in this particular project that makes it successful. It's the second graders, it's their teachers, it's the faculty at the schools, it's the parents at home and caregivers at home. And we find that the second graders carry this message home with them and out to their neighborhoods and to the playgrounds and everywhere. So we appreciate their help. All 21 of these posters will now go over to the graphics department at Lynn Vocational Technical Institute, and they'll have a busy couple of weeks leading up to graduation to get 50 copies printed of each of these artworks into a poster. And then in late June, the City Council and Mayor Nicholson will welcome those 21 winners and their families and their teachers and support staff at school to join us here and be recognized for their hard work and accomplishment that they've done. And so we congratulate Ms. Satterwhite on her win. We congratulate Mrs. Zukas on her second consecutive year of having the citywide winner. Councilor Meji Madry?
Yes, I just wanted to echo, I want to thank all the second graders who participated. It was so nice yesterday to go through, we went to all 21 schools to pick up the posters and to see the looks on these beautiful kids' faces. They just were so happy to know that they won for their school. So I feel like every single kid that participated is a winner. So we appreciate everybody who took the time to draw their ideas. And there's some great ideas. All 21 here are great. And thank you to everybody who voted as well. It was very exciting. Thank you for everybody.
Anyone on the committee like to share anything?
I guess for me, I think this is a really cool initiative to start talking about what it looks like to keep our city clean and having these conversations with second graders who already, when you ask them about like, what does it mean for Earth Day, et cetera, they're already thinking about cleaning up. They know what it is and have really great ideas. So also empowering them to follow through with those ideas. So thank you for putting it together.
Thank you. Anyone? Councilor Net?
Well, I just want to appreciate all the kids who are involved, and like we said, they're all winners, and they put so much effort and time into this because they care, and we should learn from them. So they set a good sample for all of us to follow. And congratulations to Ariana. So also thank you to you, Councilor Phil and Natasha, for put this together, so we all enjoy by going to different schools and explain to the kids what they should do, and they're so excited about it, and I'm real pleased to be a part of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Net. Councilor McLean, did you want to share anything?
I'm interested in hearing a little bit more about the names of each child. Are we able to do that? To say all of the children?
Right now, they're hidden just so there was no favoritism.
Oh, okay.
We don't want the ward councilors to pick only the posters in their ward.
Oh.
So there's a little strategy behind it from years of experience.
All right, so keep it anonymous. I see.
Some councilors may have favored their school, so all the names are hidden right now. But those will.
But they will be.
They will be when they're
recorded.
recognized.
Yeah,
in late
they will be
June,
said out loud. All right, wonderful.
Yeah, all 21
that was my.
have their names announced publicly.
I was like, oh, who are the kids and where are they from? But that's by
All 21
design.
schools are represented, and they all have a name, and we'll recognize them in late June. We just didn't want to have any favoritism, so we protect them from that. So it's a real vote on just the artwork itself. So again, there's a replica just in front of us here of what past winners have looked like on a billboard, and again, we're grateful to Commissioner Nerick for all the hard work that she does. And it is a tight bit of time because we try to coincide this with Earth Day. So this started 2 weeks ago, and they had a week to draw these posters and then a week for the faculty to vote, and now we're here. And it probably takes 2 weeks before graduation to get these all printed 50 times. So does anyone else on the committee want to share any thoughts? Or no? Okay. We have a motion to adjourn?
Wait, new business?
Yeah.
I was just wondering, so obviously in Ward 5 have a lot of the downtown area, but I've also just been getting a lot of questions from constituents around like what the city is doing in terms of cleaning and street sweeping. I was wondering if it'd be possible to have a secondary meeting of just like educating of what those resources are, like the frequency in which we do them, and like why it is that certain areas are. Also, I know DPW has a very long list of resources that some people might not know of, so if we could highlight some of those and take some time, that would be.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Commissioner Nerick and Acting Commissioner Donovan are always available for us. We appreciate everything that you do with our Saturday cleanups and other community cleanups and involvement. ISD Chief is here, so yeah, there's a reason why everybody is on this committee. We don't meet as often as we probably should. That's a good point, and we'll certainly meet more often to discuss other ideas and work together as a team to create new initiatives and build on these ones that we have.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. We have a motion to adjourn. We have a second.
Second.
All in favor to adjourn?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Congratulations, Naya.
All right. Oh, we did it. Yeah, she's ranked number 2 in the country, and it hasn't. Yeah.
Poster. It definitely is. It's a beautiful poster.
Good evening. Today, May 12, 2026, our 9th regular meeting for this year and the first for the month of May. We are gathered here tonight for the purpose of transacting of any and all business for the City of Lynn. This meeting has been recorded and live on Lynn Community Television. Roll call, please, Mr. City Clerk.
Councilor Avery.
Present.
Councilor Field.
Present.
Councilor Hogan.
Present.
Councilor LaPierre.
Present.
Councilor Matul.
Present.
Councilor McLean.
Present.
Councilor Meany.
Present.
Councilor Medjugorje.
Present.
Councilor Net.
Present.
Councilor Paez.
Present.
Council President Allensug.
Present. I'm now requesting everyone, if you are able, to please rise for a moment of silence and pledge of allegiance. Any special prayers from the councilors?
Mr. President, if we can remember the family of Trooper Kevin Trainer killed in the line of duty. I know some family members live here in the city, and he grew up on the North Shore.
Thank you, Councilor Field.
Mr. President, if we could remember the family of Westner Charles.
Thank you, Council Vice President Hogan.
And can we also remember the Brown family?
Thank you, Councilor McLean.
And can we also remember the Tolentino family?
Thank you, Councilor Paez. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You can take your seat. Before we proceed, let's give recognitions to very inspirational people in our city. There's several of them, but I'm quite sad and excited for the first one. He is an institution in Lynn, a former city councilor, former council president. He mentored a lot of us. He's one of my two-go guys when I need some questions. So I would like to call my colleague, Councilor Brian Lapierre, to please join me here to preside this special occasion. I just saw the mayor. I would like to request Mayor Jared Nicholson to please join us here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Well, I have the honor to say a few words, having known Jim Cowdell for most of my life. And I will tell you, I first met Jim, but he didn't meet me. It was at Keeney Park in the early 80s when Jim was president of the Softball Association, an adult league with plenty of sponsors, and it was budgeting. Every night at Keeney Park, picture game upon game of adult softball being played. And I was all of probably 8 or 10. And I remember this because one of the sponsors was John Caldron over at Sunoco gas station, which was formerly located at Chestnut Street, because Jim would host and be the president of this softball league, a very highly successful league at the time. Voluntary recognition, putting things together, community activists, even back then. And this predates his political career. 39 years of public and private service from Mr. Jim Cowdell. It speaks volumes. In 1987, I would go around parts of Ward 5 and I would see all these little, I called them because I was 10, 12 years old at the time, bumblebee stickers. And they were bumblebee because they were black and yellow. And I took notice of them because every sticker said neighborhood Jim Cowdell on them. And I said to my parents, why does he put neighborhood on his car stickers, Mom? And she said, well, I think he's from the neighborhood. I said, okay, which was a logical answer at the time. But I figured it wasn't just that he was in the neighborhood all the time. He actually held neighborhood meetings across the ward, and many of nights for many of months over the course of many of years. Jim Cowdell was the person you would go to if you had a problem. He was the person that I would say a pioneer in what we do now around constituent services. If you call Jim Cowdell, you would be expected to get a call back within a day or so. If you needed to see Jim Cowdell, he would appear on your stoop in front of your house on a matter. That was the hands-on approach he took to city government. And years later, of course, you know his history as he ascended to this august body as our council president from many years ago, and even had well, it was unsuccessful, Jim, but still ran for mayor nonetheless, citywide, in I think 1995. I only know that because I ran for Ward 3 councilor that very year and was unsuccessful, like Jim. But like Jim, we didn't give up on the city. I know he had a storied tenure over at Greater Lynn Mental Health over on Friend Street, Dexter Street area across from the Harrington School for many, many years, helping those when mental health and stigma weren't even words that we use today when we describe mental health. But he was there, and he was on the front lines for mental health folks before he started his illustrious tenure here with us as EDIC director for the past 20 years. So when you put that all together, a 39-year public, private, in the neighborhood, serving in so many capacities from ward councilor to city council president to director of EDIC, and worked under, I think, it's either 4 or 5 mayors, correct me if I'm wrong, Jim, but having the tenure in city government is a remarkable, remarkable feat. And I'll leave on a personal note, and the personal note is this, and I hope he forgives me, but this man is not only a gentleman, but he is a survivor of multiple battles. And the first to reach out to my wife, Kelly, when she was enduring breast cancer in 2022, was that man behind us there, offering guidance, offering solutions, offering practical advice from a person who's been there. And part of me is like, when she rang that bell, when she was cancer-free a couple of years back, I thought of him. And I continue to think of him and the bells that he's rung over that tenure. And I think of all of the folks that are inflicted with the deadliest of cancers, and how he's able to turn that around. And the decision he's making to live out the rest of his life around friends and family is nothing but spectacular in my view, and deserving, well-deserved, Jim, for a legacy and a career where you've touched the lives of so many, and many you will never even know the lives of whom you've touched. Thank you.
Mayor Jared Nicholson.
Thank you, Council President Kane. Thank you, Council LaPierre. That was beautiful. And I will also be providing additional paperwork at Jim's retirement parties. We actually don't have a citation for him today, but it's coming. I know you've been waiting for that. But I will say that Jim Cowdell was one of the first people I worked with here in the city of Lynn when I was a graduate of law school. I came as a fellow at a legal aid organization, and he immediately opened his door, he opened his heart, he shared his wisdom, and that has been a constant in my life for the last 10, I'm trying to think of the math, 11 years since I started. And Jim has an incredible sense of the vision of what we are all working towards. He's been working towards it all his life. And he also sees the vision, understands the policies that are to get there, but like no one I've ever worked with, he also understands that ultimately we're talking about people and people's lives and how these decisions and these plans play out for real, living, breathing, caring individuals. And he has such a deep and abiding love for this community, for this entire community. First and foremost, his family. He's a wonderful example of a dad and husband. For his colleagues, he has an amazing team that has allowed him to, I think, do incredible things for the city and for everybody that he interacts with in the easy conversations and the hard conversations. And that's a role model that we all can follow. And I just want to say, on behalf of the city of Lynn, Congratulations.
Jim, we would like to invite you to join us here.
Thank you. Thank you. I was not prepared to say anything, but I will. I'm never lost at words. Brian, thank you for those comments. Lynn Park softball. You know, back in 1985, I was president. We had 143 teams, 20 people on each team. I mean, so when I ran for office, that was quite a base to run out of. You know?
No pun intended.
Yeah, that's right. Brian Field, your dad, Howie, was one of our umpires back then. Pretty good. I just want to say to the mayor, walked into EDIC, I had no clue who he was. Here's a guy who graduated Harvard, graduated Princeton, could live anywhere in the world, could work in the private sector making gazillions of dollars, and chose to live in Lynn, Mass., raise his family here, and he was giving free legal advice to folks to open up businesses here in the city. And so right away, I liked him, and we became friends. And so that relationship remains today, and it certainly helps me in the job at EDIC. When it comes to EDIC, I would like to just say that 20 years goes by like this, you know. Mary Jane, Denise, I inherited you. Pauline, you were my first hire. Bill, my second. Mi hermano, Justin, 4 años, 4 years now. Time goes by quickly. They are the best. And the success that happens at EDIC is primarily because of their hard work. And so I am retiring a couple of weeks from now. But I would like to say that it has been a pleasure and an honor. And to the city councilors, I would say this, you know, there's 100,000 or so people in the city of Lynn. There are 11 city councilors. And so, you know, that's quite an honor to sit where you sit and represent the citizens of Lynn. So it was an honor for me to be where you are for 20 years. So to my EDIC family, I will be watching to the mayor, to the elected officials. I will be sitting on the sidelines, and I will be cheering like hell for the city that I love. So with that, thank you so much.
I would like to call the councilors and EDIC staff to join us, please. I would like to request the EDIC staff if you can join us here for a group photo, please. All of you guys.
Yes, sir. Hey.
Let's give Jim Cowdell a round of applause, everyone. Come on. Another recipient tonight, I would like to call Councillor Pete Meany to introduce this amazing individual.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
So today we are here to honor and recognize a young student athlete who's done some pretty exceptional things. Her name is Michaela Mantho. She is a student of Lynn Woods, and she is currently ranked number 2 in the country for the 8 and under 100-yard free swim.
Wow.
That is. So, just to put that in perspective, in a country of 350 million people, that is quite the feat on and of itself. But this is something that hasn't been done in New England in over 10 years. What Michaela's done is special, is astounding, is inspirational, and more importantly, it's something that we can be proud of here in the city of Lynn. Without further ado, I'd like to present the citation to Michaela Mantho. Let's invite her up so we can give her a nice round of applause. Here. Come on up.
Thank you, Councilor Meany. I just want to echo the congratulations and the pride that the entire city shares in your amazing accomplishment, and also the excitement that we have for what will surely be a illustrious swimming career. It's a great sport, and it is a challenge. You probably can swim a lot further and faster than I can. And I know it takes a lot of hard work to get that to that level, and we're all extremely proud of you. Congratulations.
Are the parents or family members, if you guys could join us here, together with the city councilors for a group photo? And we want you to stand here.
You can right this front and center.
Right up front. With John. Come on, John. It's okay for someone to show his council.
That would be.
I didn't know.
You should have told me. Guys,
Why Lynn? Staying up.
What do I hit it on? Right here.
thank you. While Councilor McLean is here, I would like to call Councilor McLean for our third and fourth recipients. Yes.
Thank you for allowing us on the
So we put that there. They're lazy to go.
Are they here? I don't see them.
But this is important too because it's spatial. So we'd like to say thank you, Mr. Mayor. Our other recipients are on their way, so we can put them in the new business.
Perfect.
That's it?
You're done. Yeah.
Okay.
Good job.
Let's get down to business.
Let's continue the meeting. Accept the meeting minutes from April 28,
From April 28th.
2026.
Seconded.
By Councillor Field, second by Councillor Avery. Okay, is there a motion, a second? All in favor?
Aye. Amani, better get some water.
No, I'm finding my pen so I could grab it. Thank you, T.
Like one?
Attorney Lamanna, do we have communications?
We do. Dear councilors, I'm pleased to present this honorable body a balanced budget for the city of Lynn's fiscal year 2027 in the amount of $577 million, $17,037. While the pressures on municipal budget continues, our commitment to fiscal discipline has positioned us well. We're able to maintain services and continue to make important, long-needed upgrades to our public roads, buildings, and equipment. The budget adds no new positions. We're able to maintain services even in the face of rapidly rising healthcare costs because of our consistent new growth and steady local receipts, both of which are otherwise the most variable sources of revenue. This is the last budget year we have to expend opera funds. Thanks to our finance team and many partners on the opera projects we have done, we're in a great position to have spent all the allocations effectively. This includes new turf at McManus Field. By focusing on one-time costs for those funds, we have also, for the most part, avoided fiscal cliffs due to the expiration of the opera funds. The two major exceptions to that are summer youth funding and our language access program. This year, we have a supplemental summer youth job funding with opioid settlement funds, creating opportunities to hire an additional 100 students while providing them education on substance use prevention, as well as $100,000 in surplus opera funds. We're also participating in the state pilot program to list more private sector support of summer youth jobs. Nevertheless, without a dedicated funding source to maintain our expanded hiring levels, summer youth jobs will continue to be a funding need in the future as it is an important priority. To sustain our language access program, we reconfigured the mayor's office to bring those responsibilities into permanent positions, and we'll continue to get creative in order to sustain great work that we have undertaken to remove language barriers for our residents. This includes the provision of a two-way language access device for many departments in order to facilitate interactions with constituents whose first language is not English. While we have not added personnel, we've been able to fund programmatic improvements such as the Lynn Police Department's new Comfort Dog and enhanced information technology to improve daily operations across multiple departments. One-time capital investments that we will be making through the budget include upgrading the bathrooms at the Western Avenue Fire Station, purchasing new police vehicles, as well as multiple bicycles for enhanced bicycle patrol and motorcycles for our new motorcycle unit and a new secure location for the fire alarm dispatch. The full 2027 capital plan called for by our new charter will be available soon. This will be the first comprehensive capital improvement plan the city has created in-house. Our school budget has already been approved by the school committee on the accelerated timeline called for by the new charter. Well, this year was the last year of Student Opportunity Act, which continues to increase our per pupil expenditure. A drop in enrollment last year, representing a revenue reversal on our long-term trend of increased enrollment, made this year's school budget a challenge. The budget is based on the total number of students. Fewer students generate a smaller budget. The school department is adjusted, but not without sacrifice. We're hopeful that the Commonwealth will provide an offset for this phenomenon, similar that was provided when enrollment unexpectedly declined during COVID-19, and have been working with our state delegations, similarly situated communities toward that end. We are proud to have come to agreements with the last fiscal year with almost all of our collective bargaining units, with productive discussions ongoing for the last remaining open contract. We are closely monitoring and working to counteract funding impacts from the current federal administration. While cuts have affected us so far, we've been able to reverse the negative impact of the largest. National Grid found another funding source for our energy manager position, and our federal legislative delegation obtained an earmark for our urban forestry program, restoring funding in both instances that had been cut by the federal government. Our long-term focus on commercial and industrial growth to grow and balance our tax base continues. Early indications from the relaunch of the Lynn Redevelopment Authority and the mandate to implement an urban renewal plan for the South Harbor have been very positive, particularly regarding opportunities for industrial growth. Thank you for the entire team who helped out with the development of this budget. City Council President Alan Sung and Councilor Matul, Chair of the Council's Budget Committee, Chief Financial Officer Michael Bertino and his team, and all the department heads and their teams, as well as my team in the Mayor's office. I respectfully ask that the City Council accept this budget and set it down for a public hearing for June 9, 2026. Sincerely, Jared C. Nicholson, Mayor.
We have any motion to set down?
Motion to set down.
Set down by Councilor Field. Any second? Second by Councilor Matul. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Set down for June 9th, 2026. Any communications?
Second and final communication. Dear councilors, I'm hereby appointing Sunan Matasha, 295 Lynn Shore Drive, number 308, Lynn, Mass., to serve on the Council of Aging. Ms. Matasha's term is effective immediately and will expire on September 8, 2028. Sincerely, Jared C. Nicholson, Mayor.
Is there a motion?
Motion to set it down.
Motion by Councilor Field. Second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Hogan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Congratulations, Ms. Matatia. Any public hearing? Councilor.
One public hearing. Petition of Fiesta shows for carnivals on the following dates for the Lynn Firework Fund. June 21 to June 28, 2026 on the Lynn Commons, and August 6 to August 16, 2026, the Center Street lot. Hours of operation will be on weekdays from 5 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 1 o'clock to 10:30 p.m.
Is there anybody here wish to speak in favor? In favor? In favor? Seeing none, the part of the hearing is closed. Anybody here wish to speak in opposition? 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 Seeing none, the part of the hearing is closed. What is the wish of the council? Councilor Avery.
We'd like a motion to approve. This is a great carnival for our youth and children and our families to attend, and really helps us with our fireworks and et cetera during July. So make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Councilor Avery, second by Councilor Hogan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Any public hearing to be set down, Attorney Lamana?
There's 3 public hearings. We'd like to take them as a whole.
Take it as a whole.
Petition of Singh Realty Group LLC for permission to construct multifamily use at B1 zone parcel of land at 30 to 32B Western Avenue. Petition of National Grid to install underground facilities to provide service to 43 State Street. Petition of National Grid to install underground facilities on Western Avenue from the intersection of 707 Western Avenue to the center line of the intersection of Western Avenue and South Street.
Motion to set down. Motion to set down. Set down by Councilor Matul, second by Councilor Hogan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Discussion? The ayes have it. Committees. Committee on Public Property and Parks. Councilor Matul.
Unanimous vote. Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilor Matul, second by Councilor Lapierre. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? The ayes have it. Committee on Veterans, Military Affairs, and Military Families. Councilor McLean.
I just want to remind everyone about the 25th of May, which will be the Memorial Day ceremony that the city has annually. And other than that, there was a unanimous vote of the committee. Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Councilor McLean, second by Councilor Nets. And those in favor? Any opposition? The ayes have it. Committee on Utilities. Councilor Matul.
Unanimous vote. Motion to approve.
Seconded.
Second by Councilor Avery. All those in favor? Opposed? The ayes have it. Committee on Ways and Means. Councilor Net.
Mr. President, yes, we have all unanimous vote of the committee and make a motion to approve.
Motion by Councilor Net. Any second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Hogan. Would the clerk read the transfers, please?
Would you like to read them all together?
All together, please.
$255,569 from the Lynn Police payroll to the Lynn Police expense to fund year-end operations. $15,400 from the Lynn Disability Commission to DPW expense to fund special ed swim program, which $12,900 comes goes to the special ed program, and the Lynn Special Needs Scholarship was $2,500. Those were the 2 transfers that laid over from the April 28th meeting. This evening, $370 from the DPW expense to DPW prior year bills. $192.21 from DPW expense to DPW prior year bills, $18,000 from the Opioid Stabilization Fund Opioid Working Group to fund Brighter Future Scholarship Initiative, $792,913 from the Reserve Fund of DPW Sanitation. Certified funds, $52,127.76 to the City of Lynn Health Department to fund operations of support for the Lynn Senior Center, $200,000 to the Lynn Community Development Department for the Lynn Auditorium for Gaming Mitigation Fund grant, and $762,940.43 to the Lynn Planning Department for the Central Square Complete Streets Phase 2 project.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. We have a motion by Councillor Net and second by Councillor Hogan. Any discussion? Councillor Field.
Thank you, Mr. President. One of the transactions that I just want to point out is the Bright Future Scholarship Initiative. This is something that the Opioid Working Group has been discussing for a number of years, and the right way to do it appropriately and respectfully. We see that it's an $18,000 transfer that we're making. This is designed for high school students from all of the local schools in the city. For a high school senior, whether they're going into a trade or further in their education, it's a $1,000 scholarship. And I know it took a lot of hard work, so I just want to commend everybody on the Opioid Working Group, especially Candace and Faustina and everybody that sits on that group, because this was something really intimate. And it finally got off the ground this past year, so I asked my colleagues to certainly support this one, because that's what this money is designed to do, is to help people in the city with the opioid abatement funds that became available to the city and will continue to become available. So we felt this was a tough initiative, and it took a lot of work and commitment to pull this through. So I want to acknowledge everybody on that committee.
That's very beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Councillor Field. Okay, any more discussion? Roll call.
Councillor Avery?
Yes.
Councillor Field?
Yes.
Councillor Hogan?
Yes.
Councillor Lapierre?
Yes.
Councillor Matul?
Yes.
Councillor McLean?
Yes.
Councillor Meany?
Yes.
Councillor Medjugorje?
Yes.
Councillor Net?
Yes.
Councillor Paez?
Yes.
Council President Ellensug?
Yes. Do we have any emergency, Councillor?
Yes, the committee voted for emergency for all transfer. I make a motion to approve. Thank you.
There's a motion by Councillor Net, second by Councillor Avery. Roll call.
Councillor Avery?
Yes.
Councillor Field?
Yes.
Councillor Hogan?
Yes.
Councillor Lapierre?
Yes.
Councillor Matul?
Yes.
Councillor McLean?
Yes.
Councillor Meany?
Yes.
Councillor Medjugorje?
Yes.
Councillor Net?
Yes.
Councillor Paez? Council President Ellensug?
Yes. Is there any other old or new business for this, Councillor Net?
There's no new business.
That's it. Thank you. Councillor, Committee on Licensing, Councillor Field.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have a unanimous vote by our committee. I make a motion to approve.
Seconded.
Second by Councillor Avery. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, Committee on Lynn, Trash and Litter, Councillor Field.
Councillor Medjugorje as well. Do you want to?
And Councillor Medjugorje.
Okay.
No, you got it.
All right. Thank you, Mr. President. So this initiative for our educational component within the public schools and private schools, all second graders participated if they chose to create a poster. We collected all the winners from all 21 participating schools. You see here hung in the council chambers tonight. There was a vote by anyone that wanted to participate in the vote earlier today. And I will say it was a close between number 13 and number 18. It was neck and neck right to the end. And the citywide winner for our second grade poster contest that Deputy Commissioner Nerrick has planned for, again, with her help, a billboard to display the winning citywide poster this summer. For a second year in a row, a representative from Lynn Woods, Mrs. Zukas' second grade class. The winner is Anaya Satterwhite. So congratulations to Ms. Satterwhite, and congratulations to
Congratulations, Anaya.
So other than the votes for the winning poster, we had no other votes taken.
Well, I also, congratulations to all the participants and the winners as well in all 21 schools. But on a personal note, I would like to say thank you, Councillor Field and Councillor Natasha. I know you guys have been very busy yesterday, driving all over the city, collecting those posters, and all the councillors who went to different schools and promoting this. Thank you to all of you as well. This is just an amazing tradition year after year after year. And, you know, when I was at Brickett, the students were like talking about it. Really, it's seeing their posters of relatives who participated in the past. So thank you again. Keep up the good work.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that we did discuss having a future, more frequent litter and trash committee meetings.
Thank you.
By Councilor Paez. So we did vote on that, and we will be.
Thank you, Councilor Paez.
New initiatives as well.
Yeah, we should have like a drawing contest for adults too, because adults need to be responsible, and if the kids are doing it right, we should too. What is the wish of the council? There's a motion. There's a second. Any in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, new business. Old business. Do we have old business? Attorney Lamont?
We have no old business.
No old business. New business.
We have a resolution from Councilor Lapierre.
I'm first. I have new business.
Okay. Councilor Avery, new business.
I would like to make a motion to set down a public hearing for a sign permit at L Prime, 760 Summer Street in the great city of Lynn.
Second.
Second by Councilor Field. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Now, Councilor Hogan.
Yes, I have new business. This is an MWRA agreement. Ordered that the Lynn City Council authorize the mayor to execute on behalf of the City of Lynn a license agreement with the Massachusetts Water Resource Authority, MWRA, a body corporate of public and industrial Commonwealth of Massachusetts established pursuant to Chapter 372 of the Acts of 1974, satisfactory to the mayor, to permit the MWRA to temporarily access, use, and occupy certain parcels of land located at Riley Way and Riley Way Extension and Lynn, and furtherance of the water project to replace portions of its current northern high service zone section 56 pipeline as it's part of its Saugus River Crossing project. The consideration paid by the MWRA to the city for this license agreement shall be $45,000 per month. Further ordered that the mayor be authorized to execute any other documents required by the law department to effectuate the above described license agreement. And at this time, I'm in full support of this agreement with the mayor. This is in Ward 6 at the end of Hanson Street. This project's been going on for a little while, and I'm in full support of this, and I'd like to make a motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve by Councilor Hogan. Any second? Second by Councilor Field. Now we'll do roll call.
Councilor Avery.
Yes.
Councilor Field.
Yes.
Councilor Hogan.
Yes.
Councilor Lapierre.
Yes.
Councilor Matul.
Yes.
Councilor McLean.
I'm not sure what this agreement is. So, I mean, can I get some, like a simplification of it? I mean, I know you read it all out, but I'm not sure what is being done.
It's an agreement between the City of Lynn and the MWRA. So they're doing a project on our land down behind Walmart at Hanson Street, and they're going to pay us $45,000 a month for the extension of the project. The project is, we had to enter a new agreement, so that's the agreement amount. So.
Yes.
Councilor Mimi. Yes. Councilor Major Madre.
Yes.
Councilor Net.
Yes.
Councilor Paez.
Yes.
Council President Ellensog.
Yes. So that's exactly why you came here. So start with Jordan and you, and then my notes here is like it's the other way around. So, all right, now Councilor Lapierre.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. I feel like I should give some background before reading into the record this resolution. So, but I'll try and be brief, as it's the end of the night and the end of the meeting, and it's been a very fulfilling meeting tonight. So, with that said, we are coming off the heels of a very busy week, and I should say even a busy sort of 25-26 school year, where I wish resolutions like the one I'm about to read were not even necessary. Frankly, it's a travesty that we have to take up such resolutions these days in our government and civically, but we're just coming off the heels of a woman who was being threatened in a school department employee and who is at risk through ICE overreach and through possible detainment and deportation. The community came together Sunday night and reversed that trend. There were a couple hundred, if not more, folks that attended a vigil for the woman who was a Lynn school worker and has a 15-year-old child that she is a single mother for and provider for. It's examples like this that not only unite our community, but they also galvanize our community. And what happened yesterday when she did report to Burlington, which is the ICE detainment facility, just for people at home and here listening, she got her stay of deportation extended until at least this November. So we are really pleased as a community that we showed up, we showed out. This is culminating with a press release that we had, a press event, that we had earlier in the week. Councilors attended, a bunch of councilors were there as well Sunday night. I thank each of you for showing up in this particular case. But the bigger question is why? Why is this happening not only in Lynn, but around our state and around our country, unfortunately? And the answer is simple. We're allowing it to happen, but also we're speaking up and vocalizing our opposition to it. And the more vocal we are, the better results we can see. And look no further than the mayor's opening letter to us. It's very serious that we have a declining certain school population in Lynn this school year. Nearly 500 children have simply disappeared from our classroom rosters. And that's by no fault of anyone but the federal overreach and administration that is targeting communities like Lynn, school systems like Lynn. So when you lose that amount of children, and they're almost evaporated, and can you imagine the feeling of insecurity, if you were coming to school or not, and those that are coming to school every day, to come home to a parent who may have been snatched by ICE, to a parent that's been told, you show up or you'll put we're putting an ankle bracelet on you to monitor your every move. Now, these are not hardened criminals. These are not people who break the laws. These are not people who are drudges on our society. These are hardworking individuals that are educated, trying to make a living in a very difficult economy, that have mouths to feed and can't show up for work because they are in fear of what may happen to them. And that's the same thing with our schools. So thank goodness we have people like Marilyn Regan, who's out in our audience tonight, that heads up this North Shore Resolution Project. And many a community are now taking up resolutions like this or similar to this. So I applaud Marilyn for reaching out to this body. I'm just the reader of the resolution, but she is it attributes to her, it was submitted by her. I thank the legal department that had some oversight as to our final product here tonight. But I'm proud to read this, and I'm proud to work with the mayor, who's been really strong on being pro-immigrant in our great immigrant city. Anyone who knows Lynn knows we are a city of immigrants. And we've all come from different ethnicities, different nationalities, different countries. And nothing's changed over those couple of hundred years. Or shouldn't have changed. I don't know what happened, but it shouldn't have been done. And it shouldn't be done to our folks right now. So in looking at reading this and putting this out, I also want to note that we're one of the only city I know, to my knowledge, that clearly have posted now signage in the front of every egress of the schools around the city saying we will not help ICE in any way. It's their agency, it's their bailiwick, and we aren't going to contribute to those kind of things so we don't have more episodes like we've dealt with this week, successfully for now. However, we have to embrace this population. They deserve a hell of a lot better than what they're getting right now. So the resolution that I'm about to read before you is to restore democracy and protect residents of Lynn from certain actions by ICE and other federal agencies. It was submitted and attributed to Marilyn Regan. As I said, she's the author and the chair of the Massachusetts North Shore Resolutions Project. Whereas the city of Lynn, Massachusetts is known for its diverse immigrant population, whereas it played a central role in the abolitionist movement to end slavery, establishing safe houses for those who escaped slavery as part of the Underground Railroad, fought for the release of recaptured slaves, thereby protecting life, liberty, and happiness as stated in the Declaration of Independence. Whereas birthright citizenship is a guarantee by the 14th Amendment to the Constitution. Whereas the due process clauses of the 5th and 14th Amendments ensure that no person, regardless of citizenship status, is deprived of liberty without legal representation and fair legal procedures. Whereas the 1878 Posse Comitatus Act prohibits the use of the military for policing the civilian population. Whereas federal agents acting under the authority of ICE and other agencies have removed residents of Lynn from our streets and their homes and cars. Whereas President Trump and his appointees have challenged certain provisions of the United States Constitution, including the separation of powers. Whereas Massachusetts residents are facing aggressive immigration enforcement. Whereas federal offices have contested the temporary protected status, TPS, of our immigrant populations and have threatened to interrupt activities that are protected free speech under the Constitution. And now, therefore, we, the citizens of the City of Lynn, do hereby resolve that these actions should be condemned, and be it further resolved that we, the citizens of the City of Lynn, urge Lynn City officials to enforce the laws protecting its residents, and be it further resolved that we, citizens of the City of Lynn, urge the Massachusetts congressional delegation to continue to push their congressional colleagues to exercise their legislative authority to enforce the Constitution and to work with the judicial branch to protect the separation of powers. And be it further resolved that we, the citizens of the City of Lynn, commend the Honorable Maura Healey, Governor, and Attorney General Andrea Joy Campbell for their vigorous defense of our rights, the Constitution, our fellow citizens, and our public and private institutions in the Commonwealth. And be it further resolved that the Mayor and the City of Lynn shall cause this resolution to be submitted to U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren, U.S. Senator Edward Markey, U.S. Representative Seth Moulton, Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey, and the Massachusetts Attorney General Andrea Joy Campbell. Voted upon this 12th day of May 2026, signed by each councilor. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Lapierre. Would like to second the resolution.
Seconded.
Second, Councilor Avery. Discussion. Roll call.
I wanted to say something.
Councilor McLean.
Are we able to change some of the wording to enslaved people rather than slaves, and also enslavement rather than slavery? Can we do that as an amendment to the resolution?
Which paragraph is that?
That is the second. It says, whereas the end of slavery, establishing safe houses for those who escaped slavery as part of the Underground Railroad. I'd rather, if there are no objections, have it say enslaved people or enslavement rather than slaves and slavery.
I will second Councilor McLean's change. Are you, Mr. Author, are you?
I'm fine. Make a motion if you want to make a friendly amendment. What's the word change again?
Where's the friendly amendment? Spell it out, Councilor McLean.
Okay, it says, whereas it played a central role in the abolitionist movement to end slavery. So I would like that to say enslavement.
Okay.
The second, where it says, the second whereas.
To end enslavement. Correct. Okay.
Establishing safe houses for those who escaped enslavement.
Enslavement instead of slavery.
Right.
Got it.
Then the second line says release of recaptured slaves, enslaved people.
Recaptured people.
Enslaved people, not recaptured.
Enslaved people. I have those notes.
You want to say that motion with the friendly amendment, Councilor Lapierre?
Yeah, do you want me to read the paragraph?
Yeah, just that the whole paragraph, the second paragraph.
Sure. Whereas it played a central role in the abolitionist movement to end enslavement, establishing safe houses for those who escaped slavery as part of the Underground Railroad, fought for the release of recaptured enslavement of people, thereby protecting life, liberty, and happiness as stated in the Declaration of Independence.
Mr. Clerk noted that.
Instead of slavery, enslavement twice, and enslavement of people.
Thank you, Councilor Lapierre. Would like to second.
Welcome.
Second. I will second it.
Second by Councilor McLean. Now roll call. Any discussion?
Roll call. Councilor Avery.
Yes.
Councilor Field.
Yes.
Councilor Hogan.
Yes.
Councilor LaPierre.
Yes.
Councilor Matul.
Yes.
Councilor McLean.
Yes.
Councilor Meany.
Yes.
Councilor Medji-Madre.
Yes.
Councilor Net.
Yes.
Councilor Paez.
Yes.
Council President Allenson.
Yes. Thank you. Congratulations. Another new business, Mr. Clerk, the presentation.
We have a presentation from the Affordable Housing Trust.
I would like to call our Affordable Housing Trust, and please introduce yourself for the presentation. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. How are you? I'm Carolina Trujillo. I'm the manager of the Lynn Affordable Housing Trust Fund. I'm here to present on what we do. The Affordable Housing Trust Fund was created after the city passed inclusionary zoning in 2022. And inclusionary zoning is a direct child of the Lynn Housing Plan that was passed in 2021. So we're kind of like being sequential. Part of what the Affordable Housing Trust Fund is, we establish a board of 8 members who vote on different projects that have to do with affordability in the city. Currently, we had seed money of $3 million that were ARPA granted to start that fund. And we have voted in 9 projects that resulted in 538 affordable housing units for people in the city of Lynn. The bylaws of our board establish that the affordable housing cannot be more than 60% AMI. So every new housing unit within those projects and included in the inclusionary zoning is 60% AMI or lower. We currently have different types of housing that is being built, some family housing, some senior housing. Currently, the Armory, I don't know if you saw in the news, that was recently visited by our Executive Office of Livable Communities, the new person in charge, Juana Matias, is part of this project and is for veterans. So we have tried within the fund and within the board to vote for projects that benefit the city of Lynn. We also have, the mayor is the chair of our board, and he has fought the state for Lynn preference. So make sure that Lynners get first preference and to avoid displacement. That's kind of like the main goal of the fund as well. So far, we continue to work with, in conjunction with LHAND and ISP, in order to effectively work on inclusionary zoning, kind of training our people, educating our people, the new developers, and compliant with the law. The law says that 10% of every new housing requires, that all new housing requires a 10% of affordable units. So we are working with ISD to make sure that when they come and pull a permit, they're very well aware of what is the requirement so they can follow the process. They then come to the inclusionary zoning, to me, to the Affordable Housing Trust Fund for support in an affirmative marketing plan that they have to comply with, meaning that they have to basically follow all the different requirements of fair housing laws, that they have to post it in, they have to make sure that they target all of the city of Lynn, all the mediums. We have a database that we share with them so they can share with all of the nonprofits here that work with our people to make sure that it's amply shared within our community when these units become available. We also have a restriction, an affordability restriction that goes hand by the deed, deeming that these units will be affordable for the next 25 years. And we continue to monitor these units yearly to make sure that they are in compliance, that the people who are residing in these units are in compliance with the income guidelines that we have set. And that's kind of like in a nutshell what we do every day. I don't know. We do also produce a housing report, an affordable housing report that was sent to you in February. This year, every year we produce one. I do encourage you to read that report because it really encapsulates a lot of the different pieces that we touch in the city. And I know, and I want to thank all of you because of you, we have passed these amazing amendments and we're trying to bring more affordability for our people and keep them here in our city.
Thank you, Caro. I just would like the public to know that the purpose of your presence here because we started a new project here in the council, because a lot of our residents are not familiar with commissions and boards that's happening in our city. So for you coming here, it's just beautiful that you gave us these updates. Also, I have a question about that report that you sent us in February. Is there a way that the public could get that copy or read about that?
Absolutely. Every agenda and every material that we have, including the reports that have been produced this year and last year, we produced already 3 reports. Every year, it's part of what we're supposed to produce. They are published in the affordable housing page of the City of Lynn website. So if you go to City of Lynn and then you go to the affordable housing tab, you look under materials and it should be there. Every report is there, every agenda for every meeting. It's an open meeting, so anybody who is interested in learning more of what we're doing can join. It's virtual at the moment, so everybody who wants to learn about what we're doing or who wants to reach out for more information, I'm more than happy to sit with them or talk to them on the phone. And we're trying really hard to make sure that we're educated and working jointly with everybody in City Hall, so we all share the same information with constituents. So we're all educated in the same manner, and we all know the exact same information. So anybody can be a source of information for anybody.
Thank you, Carl. Any questions from the councilors? Councilor Avery.
I just want to commend you for this report. This is great to see that we're being proactive and working with developers and working with our constituents, which is very key in making sure all that information is delivered in the right way. So kudos to you and the entire team for this. This is a great thing, and we definitely need more affordability for our constituents and for our residents across our city. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Councilor Avery. Councilor Paez.
Just one thing to highlight, also on the website, you will see the application for different lotteries. I don't think there are any up right now, but I do oftentimes get questions from constituents if there are opportunities available, so that's definitely a good place to look. And I don't know if you have other suggestions or if other...
So what we're trying to do now in the spirit of transparency and making sure that our people get the information, we understand that you guys are a conduit to our community. So we want to, every time there's a project, we want to make sure that we share the application with you guys. We also print out some applications and we leave them at the mayor's office, and we keep some at our office because we understand there's literacy gaps, electronic literacy gaps, and some of our people don't really know. This application is supposed to be in different languages, and that's something that we require from the developers. And we can help out in any way, shape, or form. They are supposed to fill the application and submit it to the developer, and they run the lottery. We don't run the lottery, so that's out of our hands. But we do monitor that every fair housing law is being implemented, and that we have an ample marketing plan so we can touch all of the points of entry for our city, nonprofits, small businesses. We work with the Non-Shore Latino Business Association as well, because there's a lot of employees who might benefit, who are Lynn residents and might benefit from this. So we are trying to do our outreach, and we're trying to work with everybody. And again, if you have any question about a project, if you have a suggestion about a project, I know recently Councilor Paez came and asked some information about her ward specifically. I'm more than happy to sit with you and send you whatever I have. I might not have all the answers, but if I don't know, I will find out.
Yeah, I actually commend you because you're very quick with your responses about questions about affordable housing. Any questions from the councilors? Councilor McLean.
I just wanted to know if there's any project that's top of mind that you would like to share with the community, since we're broadcasting this.
So right now we have the Salamini House, which is Linfield Street, which is already broke ground. We have a lot that are in the pipeline to break ground. We do have the Armory as well, who is close to closing. And Marshall is the other one. Oxford Street is the other one. But we do have 9 projects in the pipeline. So there are a couple that it takes a while. So I don't know if you read, but for the Armory, it was about 8 years to get, to get things. That's my medication alarm, sorry. It's in mute, but the medication alarm comes up. It takes a little bit to get a project off the ground because it has different piles of funding. So they have to take federal funds, state funds. They have a mixture, especially these projects that are all 100% affordable. This is not market rate with affordable. This is 100%, 530 something units of affordable housing. 100% affordable housing. So it takes a little bit, but we do have some projects that are supposed to close in 2027 and 2028. As soon as I have an application, I will immediately send it to all of you so you can share it with your constituents and you can help us that way.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you. Any questions, councilors?
I'm not taking more questions.
We will email you. Thank you, Carol, for the updates and for giving us this vital information for our residents.
Absolutely. Always here to help. Please feel free to reach out. Again, we serve the people, so we're here to help.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, our last new business, I would like to call Councillor McLean. Councilor McLean.
Hello, I'm happy to say that Greg Bird is here to receive his citation. I'd like to call him to the podium, please. Greg. So Greg has become a Lynner quite quickly, and he did such a great deed last November by getting bagel breakfasts for all of our LPS educators. He reached out to counselors. He reached out to community. He had small businesses involved. He really did a collaborative effort, and I want to present him with the citation because of that great work, and also because he's just been a real conduit for the religious community in the city of Lynn. So a round of applause for Greg. So be it hereby known to all that the Lynn City Council extends its sincere appreciation and recognition to Greg Bird, in recognition of your outstanding leadership and generosity in organizing a citywide initiative to honor and support Lynn educators. Through your collaboration with One Mighty Mill in your outreach to elected officials and community leaders, you helped ensure that every teacher in the city of Lynn was recognized with a bagel breakfast on November 4th, 2025. This thoughtful act of appreciation not only celebrated the hard work and dedication of our educators, but also demonstrated the power of community collaboration and collective gratitude. Beyond this initiative, your continued commitment to uplifting others and working toward a stronger, more connected Lynn reflects the very best of community leadership. Your efforts embody a deep dedication to making our city a better place for all. The City of Lynn proudly recognizes your contributions and thanks you for your service and impact. Thank you.
Thank you.
We also have a citation from the mayor. The chief of staff is here.
John, who's going to take the picture? This is
No, on behalf of Mayor Nicholson, he just wanted to extend his appreciation and gratitude as well for your generosity and ensuring that Lynn's educators were not only recognized but also thanked for all that they do. So thank you for making sure that they get that recognition, which they so often get overlooked for. So on behalf of Mayor Nicholson, I just want to recognize you for your outstanding leadership and generosity towards Lynn's educators through your initiative to honor and recognize their efforts. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
Okay, councilors, let's come up and take a picture.
He didn't say too much, but this guy right here, whenever I have a crazy idea, he's the first person to go, let's make it happen. And he never shuts me down Every person up here I've reached out to at some point, and they've been gracious and kind and met with me and made me pay for their coffee. Just kidding, I wouldn't let them pay for their coffee. So I'm immensely grateful to be a part of this city.
Thank you.
Come on.
Aw.
Get all the kids boys.
Good job. Congratulations. Okay, councilors, we're almost done.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right, we have new business from Councilor Pete Meany.
Yes, folks, I know it's been a long night, but I just want to make a motion to recognize the Lynn Police Department. This week is Police Appreciation Week, and we had a flag raising for the police, and we didn't have a good showing. And what happened was we didn't get the email till about 45 minutes before the event. Our lack
30
of
minutes
attendance-
before the event.
Excuse me. Our lack of attendance was not indicative of the appreciation and gratitude that we feel for the Lynn Police Department. I just wanted to make a motion to recognize them.
Any second for that?
Seconded.
Second, Councilor Avery. Any new business? Councilor Pius.
Hi, I just wanted to highlight that the parking department has been, for the last couple of years, doing a few studies on different parking habits within the city of Lynn, and starting about a week ago, they did put in new meters over on Oxford, Monroe, and Union Street to start this rollout of programming. So just wanted to put that on people's radars that there are changes. So parking is going to be enforced from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. For different fines, and it is going to be automatic. Ideally, this is planned to go out throughout the rest of the downtown area, but this is more of a pilot. So please, I've already gotten a lot of comments from different residents. This is still a learning curve and places for us to improve. So if you have any comments, continue sending them over. And the discussion's definitely open, but for now it is the strategy that we are implementing. If you go on the parking department page, you can see the different videos explaining what it is, and a lot of the strategy right now is more so to open up the availability, the public, or we have about 3,000 municipal parking lots with about 11,000 residents, also balancing different customers. So using a price-based strategy was recommended by the consultants that were hired, and that'll continue to grow, and we'll shift it as it makes sense. But just wanted to let people know, if you are getting ticketed in these areas and you weren't previously, you're not crazy. It is just a new strategy, and please just feel free to reach out if there's anything that comes around.
Thank you, Councilor Pius. Any new business announcements? Councilor McLean.
I just wanted to announce some clarification around the budget, because I just wanted to make sure people understood that it's not passed. It is being a public hearing happening during our next meeting in May, correct? May 26th?
No, on June 2nd, I believe.
When is it? The public hearing is June what?
9th. Yes.
June 9th.
On
Okay.
June 9th.
So I just wanted to make sure people understood that. That's all.
Correct. Thank you. Any announcements? No? What is the wish of the council?
Make a motion to adjourn, Mr. President.
Second.
Okay.